What's up, guys? Welcome back to Black Crow Gaming. Learn to play 40k.
Yeah.
How you, Si?
That's what it's called. I'm all right.
I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, we'll wing it.
You good?
I'm all right. Yeah. It's been a week. Sorry,
Okay.
it's a week. Yeah.
Even though we're here on a Friday afternoon, but it's
I know. Yeah.
yeah, welcome back. In this episode is actually kind of a requested episode. We had a nice gentleman message us on one of our videos asking for this, so hopefully we get this right.
Yeah.
We'll
And
give it a
if
go.
it's not, then let us know what you want, and we'll do it. Yeah.
Definitely. So yeah, this is like where to begin video.
Yeah.
Right back to bare basics of 40k before you might even get into the hobby. So you've probably been scrolling through YouTube trying to figure out how to get into it.
Yeah.
Probably been playing Space Marine 2,
Yeah.
the video game, and just going, I want to play 40k now, and trying to figure out how to do it. So hopefully this helps.
GW going. Oh.
Yeah. But whilst you're scrolling around the internet, check out Glasshammer
Yep.
for all your miniature needs.
They are streaming this weekend at Beachhead.
Ooh.
Time of filming, yeah. Beachhead this weekend.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So yeah, check that out on their channel. But yeah, if you go onto their web store or even in store, put the Black Crow code into the voucher section, and you'll get 5% off your order. So nice and easy.
Yeah, very nice.
And of course, Terrain Forge, another sponsor of ours, do all of our terrain. Again, put BCG5 in at checkout, and you'll get 5% off the terrain. And it's great. If you watch our battle reports, you'll know. And yes, there is a new one coming soon. Promise.
Yeah. We need to pull our finger out with that one. Yeah. We're busy painting new units. We're trying to be keeping up to date.
Yeah.
Empress Children are going to be out.
Yeah.
Steve's already got Empress Children from like...
Well, yeah. We're
yeah.
still going to lose him, though, for a while into the
yeah.
painting hobby. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's something for like your painting, it'll just be sprayed purple and be done.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
But yes, so stop rambling on about
Sorry. You said wing it. I've just been winging it. Sorry.
Yeah, so where to start? I mean, Christ, we could sit here all afternoon explaining to you how people got into this hobby.
Yeah.
Whether it's
We've
when they're-
done those videos.
Yeah, like whether it's when you were a kid and you played at school or with your brother
Yeah.
like Dale did.
Yeah.
Or, you know, you found a local hobby store. Or for myself, my father-in-law played and that got me into it. So I think when you're starting out, if you, like we just sort of said, I think Space Marine 2 has been quite a big one recently for people coming into the hobby, which is great. Like expand the community of the game is fantastic. But you might be thinking, well, I play with some friends online. They're not local to me. Where do I start? I think number one is just your local store.
Yeah, go. It's a shame most Warhammer stores don't do games nights anymore.
I think a lot of them still do, though.
Some might,
but
I know.
unfortunately not local to us.
No, our local ones don't. But we also are lucky that we have friendly local gaming stores
Yes.
that do have gaming nights. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'd say go check out the local community, see what is available.
Yeah, definitely. Or even like put into Facebook like local Warhammer community or whatever, because there might be a group that plays on a Wednesday night or something every week.
Yeah.
And you can pop along and that. And they do hobby nights and stuff.
If you're local to Crewco, and we do have one in Crewco.
Exactly. So yeah, all the towns and stuff will have a gaming group of some sort. So just honestly have a little search around on Facebook and you'll find something.
Yeah.
I think that's probably a really good place to start and just go and meet some people and get some ideas.
Yeah.
As you say, for models, go to Glasshammer.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Don't spend too much money. You can buy cheaper models and
Yeah.
get more bang for your buck. Do it.
exactly. And I think when it comes down to what you want to play, and I think this is what the real niche of the question was that we were asked,
Yeah.
where do you start with units?
Yeah.
So my first thing, which we've always said, especially when we're like coaching people or whatever, start with a faction you like.
Yeah.
Start with what you want to play.
Yeah.
Don't look at the meta. Don't look at what your friends are doing or what the local meta is or whatever. Play what you want to play. So if you want to play Space Marines or Tyranids,
Yeah.
play them.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to enjoy the hobby if you're not using what you want to play.
No, absolutely.
Like, don't get me wrong, there's a whole other level when you get into the top players playing the meta units and the meta armies. It's a different 40k.
Yeah.
When you're first starting out, just enjoy the game. So my big advice would be pick the army you like or the faction you want to. And we could sit here and say, okay, well, Knights are the easiest one to play. Start with that. Don't bother.
No.
Just run the faction you want to run. And then, as far as units are concerned, Si and I always say go for like a balanced list.
Yeah. Yeah. So you want like your troops that can hold objectives and do actions, and you want stuff that can take a hit, stuff that can do the hitting, something. Yeah.
Yeah, and what we mean by like a balanced list is have a bit of shooting, have a bit of combat, have some scoring units, have something that's a bit tough, maybe have a vehicle in there, a couple of characters you like. And what I mean by all this is like, say if you're playing Space Marines and you really like Gulliman.
Yeah.
Reboot Gulliman, you're like, I like that model, I want to use him.
Yeah.
Great.
You're in for a great time because he's a fantastic unit.
Well, yeah, he's fantastic right now. But what I mean is if you want to use that model, use him.
Yeah.
Then he's a great buffing character. When we say scoring units, normally what that means is something that's cheap, points-wise.
Yeah.
Like, for example, scouts.
Yes.
Or jump pack intercessors. Because they're cheap, they're quick, they can get around the board. Okay, they've not got a lot of OC, which is how you hold objectives. But they're really good for scoring your secondaries.
Yeah.
And if they die, you're not too worried about it.
No.
So they could score you 5 points and then die, but they've got you 5 points doing it.
Yeah.
Rather than wasting it on like, I don't know, a 10-man Terminator brick.
Yeah. Or a gladiator that's 160 points.
Exactly. And something that's really a lot more expensive and it will start cutting into your army early game.
Yeah.
And then with shooting units, I mean, you might say, well, I really like Hellblasters. Great. Take them.
Yeah.
Like,
you'll find synergies that work for you and your army. So there's characters that can be attached to units that can buff them up and give them extra abilities, like going off of Space Marine 2, you've got Titus.
Yeah.
You can attach to units and he gives the unit sustain, which means on a 6 to hit, you get an extra hit.
Yeah.
Which is great. So yeah, we obviously so Titus can give sustain to a unit. You can then also look at like Calgar, who appears in Space Marine 2 as well. He can give a unit advance and charge and shoot. Great.
So you're not going to put him with, I don't know, a unit of intercessors, for example.
No, you want to put him with something chunky and something that's going to...
Exactly, because yes,
damage.
you can put him with intercessors.
Yeah. You don't want
But there's no real point.
No. He's not benefit from it. They're not benefiting from it.
Exactly. They're okay at shooting and they're okay at combat.
Yeah.
What's the point?
If you want to run intercessors, they're great for sticking an objective. Sticky your home. So that means when we say sticky, we mean if they start on your home objective, once they walk away from it, you still control that objective. Until your opponent takes it off of you. So yeah, going on from the intercessors. So reason people take them are because people generally don't take them, but if you're going to take them, it's because they give sticky objectives.
Yeah.
The new update with their bolt rifles is if you're targeting the same unit, you get 4 shots per gun. So from a 10-man unit, 40 shots with Oath, re-rolling all the hits.
Yep.
+1 to wound.
But you've got to remember, they are just bolt guns.
They are just bolt
guns. You're not
guns.
going to start killing tanks with it.
You might take a wound off a tank.
Yeah.
You'll kill chaff.
Yeah.
You'll kill...
Like, if you're playing against Tyranids, you're going to be shooting gaunts.
Yeah. Yeah. Gene Stealers. Something that's low toughness.
Yeah. Low wounds.
Yeah.
And you can try and wipe a unit effectively.
With the new Oath, you potentially can wound stuff that you're wounding on 5s, on 4s a bit better. Mm-hmm. So you're going to be plinking wounds. You're not going to be decimating them.
Yeah. So we are using Space Marines as a sort of...
Because that's where people start from.
Yeah, it's a nice baseline. So this
that
does...
is the most popular faction.
Yeah, this does actually work with every faction as well. Every faction will have like a couple of battle line options.
Yeah.
And they all have different roles.
Yeah.
Like, for example, you talk about intercessors.
Yeah.
But you also have assault intercessors.
Yes.
So those guys just have combat weapons and some pistols.
Yeah.
So the pistols...
a pistol in there, but
but either way, it's only 12-inch range. So those guys, you're probably going to want to get in quite close.
Yeah.
And again, they've only really got chainswords and maybe 1 power fist.
But chainswords, strength 4, -1.
1 damage. So they're 4
Really
attacks
good.
each. Yeah. And they're great at attacking, again, like small units, like guardsmen or gaunts or whatever.
But the fact they then get the Oath as well, so +1 to wounds.
Yeah.
And if the opponent is on an objective, they're re-rolling all their wounds.
Exactly. So they're great for clearing like horde-like units.
Yeah.
Really good for that.
So there are characters you can put into them to attach. They'll give them sustained and lethal and all this sort of stuff. Or if you're running Space Wolves, so you got Sagas. But
yeah, so when you're building your list, we will never say like tailor your list to play your mate, for example.
No.
Like if you play the same person every week, don't start building your list to beat your friend.
No, because you just beat that friend, you won't beat anyone else.
Exactly. Yeah. And then you'll go to an event and go, well, I've not played that army before, and then get absolutely rinsed.
Yes.
It's no fun.
You're never going to face everybody.
Yeah, try and keep it balanced. But yeah, so when it comes to sort of battle line, those are kind of like the key things.
You've got the heavy intercessors.
You have got heavy intercessors.
Which are doing quite well on Amble Siege Force.
Yes, but again, that's a different role. So normally, because, like we were saying a minute ago, because they're cheap units as well, again, they could be just used as scoring units or holding your backfield.
Yeah.
Like, because they're sticky, you could put them back there, hold your backfield.
Run off and then stand over in that corner, create a 9-inch bubble so no one can deep strike into your back.
Exactly. So they're just utility pieces, really, battle line. I mean, I have to admit, my current lists, I haven't got any battle line.
No, same.
But, you know, each to their own.
Yeah.
So that's with those. And then you go into things like, for example, tanks.
You've completely missed the firstborn tactical squad. We've mentioned them, we're moving on. There's a reason.
Yeah, you don't even want to build that kit. It's awful. But yeah, then you look at things, especially your Space Marines, like tanks.
Yeah.
There's so many tanks. And you're just going, what the hell do they do?
Yeah.
And then you look at the Gladiator chassis, and there's three variants of it. And you're thinking, well, what's the point? And they all cost the same points.
Yeah.
They're all 160 points.
Yeah.
And the only difference is basically the top mount guns in the side turrets.
Yeah.
Right? They have different abilities. Now, you look at the Lancer, for example. Now, you're running 2 in your list right now.
Yes.
The big cannon is strength 14 minus 4.
Yeah, D6.
D6 plus 3 damage.
Plus 3, yeah.
So, for me, it's only 2 shots.
Yeah.
But great for killing vehicles.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you need to go through knights, armor, any sort of armor, or even like really heavy, like even what they called, the Custodes, Terminators and stuff.
Oh,
they're 3 or 4 wounds each.
Yeah.
Great for killing those because they do a minimum 4 damage on a D6 plus 3.
Yeah.
So really good at like high toughness, elite dreadnoughts, vehicles. Only 2 shots, but they're good for that.
Those 2 shots will make a difference.
Yeah, they're really good for that.
Plus they've got the inbuilt reroll. Exactly.
But you go and then shoot 5 intercessors, you're going to kill 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then it means that it's useless because it's not doing what it's designed to do.
No. If you're in that situation where you have to, then that's...
So again, you take that in your list, but you're purposely going, right, well, my opponent has X amount of tough models over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll try and make this, with its movement, get into a position to shoot those units.
Yeah.
It's pointless shooting it into chaff.
Yeah.
But then you could take the Reaper.
Yeah. Which is your favourite?
I love the Reaper at the moment.
Yeah.
Some people are shitting on it.
Language.
They're shitting on it. But I'm really enjoying it. It's got the Gatling cannon, which is basically 12 shots, strength 6, 0, 1 damage, twin linked, and dev wounds.
Yeah.
It will clear 20 gargoyles quite comfortably.
Yeah.
Will it kill a tank? No.
Again, it'll plink wounds.
It will plink wounds, and then actually, the +1 to wound and the twin linked, it does help, but it isn't going to kill a tank.
No. Right?
But it's really good at killing cheap scoring units, hordes, low wound count models, etc. And that's what that's designed for.
Yeah.
I like using it when I just for target and wait for it to come out and overwatch it because I'm just getting reroll everything, and I'm getting sustained hits too. So it's great for that. Yeah,
that's a good shot.
So again, same tank, same model, 2 different guns, but completely different purposes.
Yeah.
And then there's the other variant which no one uses.
No, I can't even remember his name.
With the las fuses on it.
Yeah.
It's not very good.
No.
Don't get me wrong, if you like it, take it. I can't remember the rules on it, so I don't look at it.
We're not biased at all.
But then another unit, if you want to go into like the elite infantry side, is like Inceptors.
Yeah. Again, one of your favourites.
Yeah, but a completely different unit again.
Yeah.
That's a unit that has deep strike. It can deep strike within 6 inches and shoot.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, you've got a unit that, all right, you take 3 of them on 40mm bases, is not a big footprint.
No.
So again, that's a real tactical play unit because you could end up just dropping that in someone's backline and just shredding their backline.
Yeah. There's 2 different weapon profiles.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. But yeah, 2 different weapon profiles. So you got the heavy bolters, which are, 3 shots per guy?
3 shots with sustained 2.
With sustained 2, which is just horrendous. So for every 6 you hit, you're getting 2 extra shots.
Yeah.
And I played against Steve the other day, and just constant, just the weight of dice into them.
Yeah, and it's twin linked.
And then 2 damage twin link guns.
Yeah.
They are really quite good. I think I'd rate them over the plasma.
Yeah, so there is 2 variants. So this is a strength 5 -1, 2 damage. So you automatically look at that, 3 shots each with sustain. You go, well, that's really good at killing standard, but basically like
Infantry.
Marines.
Yeah.
Marines, basically. It's a good Marine killer. Because if you're shooting Intercessor Squad, basically they're saving on 4s and everyone that goes through kills 1.
Yeah.
So they're really good at killing that slightly tougher infantry unit.
Yeah.
Again, they're going to really struggle into tanks. Even with the twin linked, they're still
even with New Oath.
Yeah, they're going to need 5s and 6s to wound, so it's not great.
No. But if you're desperate and in a pinch, you can absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So again, they're really good at just killing those sort of units. But then you take the plasma, and that's just an elite infantry killer.
It is. Yeah, 3 damage, overcharge guns.
Yeah, it's strength 8 -3 of overcharge in flat 3 damage.
Yeah.
So
again,
really,
twin linked.
Again, twin linked. And then with Oath now, +1 to wound, so actually they're basically wounding all elite infantry on 2s.
Yeah.
On overcharge.
Yeah, wounding
which
tanks
is really
on 4s.
good. Yeah.
With twin linked is really nice.
So yeah, again, same unit, completely different play style.
Yeah.
I'm currently running units of both because they have different roles.
Yeah.
I can use the plasma to take out elite infantry, and if I need to, shoot tanks with it, or knights or whatever. And then I can take the bolters because they're really good at clearing screens and backfields and scoring units.
Yeah.
And they're great for that. So again, that's another unit where it might be the same model, but it's got a different purpose, effectively.
Yeah.
Have you got any other
Scouts?
Scouts,
Scouts are really, like 70 points, really cheap. They've got ability to, as long as they're 6 inches away from someone, just to be picked up.
Yeah, and redeploy.
Which is really good, really key in certain matchups where you just want to score points.
Again, they're just there to score. I mean, I can't remember last time I even fired a scout model.
They've got, you can either load them up with all bolters, or you can load them up with a sniper rifle, a missile launcher, a heavy bolter if you're so inclined.
Yeah.
Generally, it's a sniper rifle, missile launcher.
Yeah.
And it'll plink wounds off. A sniper rifle might take a character down for you.
You're saying you're going to do a couple of
But for 70 points, you're not expecting a lot from them. You want them to score you 5, 10, 15 points over a course of a game.
Exactly. So again, another unit that's just got a completely different use to it.
And again, if you're facing a combat army, you can put them in the midboard.
Yeah.
Just to stop that whole combat army coming forwards. Yeah. You infiltrate them up, stop the and combat army get into your lines. Protect your guns.
Exactly.
That's why a whole balanced list is really good, especially for us, because 1 unit of scouts just in the middle protects that whole gun line at the back. Just gives you time to move out. Press up. Terminators. New models are fantastic. They look great.
Yeah, they
Missing
do.
some combat ones. GW. They'll come out with a Space Wolf product. It's fine.
Yeah. But again, Terminator models, I mean, you'll look at the profile on them and you go, why is there so many options for weapons?
Yeah.
Because they have different purposes.
Yeah.
And weirdly, it will come down to what faction you're playing.
Yeah.
So if you are playing Marines and you go, well, I've been playing Space Marine 2, I want to run Ultramarines. Great. You can pretty much get away with loading your Terminators however you want.
Yeah.
But if you want to run Firestorm, well, then you're going to want all the gauntlets and whatever you can to put on them.
Yeah.
Or
that's when you want aggressors and things like this with the flamers. And
so
it literally depends on what faction you're running.
Yeah.
As a Space Marine, you've got so many good choices.
But talking of aggressors is another one. So aggressors have 2 weapon options.
Yeah.
So you can go like super shooty with the missile pods and the
the gauntlets. Boltstorm gauntlets.
Yeah. Or you can take the flamer ones with power fists effectively.
Yeah.
And again, flamers are fantastic for clearing pretty much anything, to be honest. Especially in Overwatch, because you're not rolling to hit.
No.
So you can just start clearing screens of them. But then also those ones have got fists, so they're actually quite good in combat.
Yeah.
Where the shooty ones
I've still got fists.
They do still have fists, don't
fists.
they?
Yeah.
But again, you're quite aggressive with the flamers because the short range.
Yeah.
But with the longer range guns,
you can sort of be a bit more
sit
standoffish.
back a bit more and just volley shots at them because they do have a lot of shots in that unit.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of a broad opening.
Yeah,
I mean, unless there's any other units you can think of.
There's with the Space Marines, there's so many choices.
Yeah.
You literally have a tool for every job.
Yeah, like doing well, you could take Blade Guard and you think, well, okay, they're good in combat, but what else are they good for? Well, it's because they're 3 wounds each and they have an invul.
Yeah.
So they could be a good unit just to push out to the centre and just try and hold the midboard.
Yeah.
And just try and be a tanky unit in the middle of the table or on a flank or wherever.
Yeah. There's so many apps you can choose from. If you get a chance, if you own the Codex, just spend time going through it.
Mm-hmm.
I own the Space Marine Codex, and I still go through it and go, what about this combo? Could that work? And then bring it to Josh. Talk to your mates. Like, there's bounce ideas off each other.
Yeah.
If you've got good mates who will just literally go, listen to your stupid rambling ideas, like we generally do, you bounce ideas off each other going, but why is no one doing this? Then there might be that reason why they're not doing it, or there might be a case of,
I mean, we've had times where we've hit it on the nail.
Yeah.
And find a new thing, and sometimes we don't.
Yeah.
Like, it happens.
But if you play in your book, you play in your army, and you know it inside out, and you know the different tools you can do, you know your stratagems, you know your enhancements, you know everything, you'll do so much better than jumping from one to the other. But just take your time and enjoy it.
But I would definitely also stick with a balanced list, especially early on.
Yeah.
Because then actually you can learn different aspects of the game. Like you can learn about shooting, you can learn about combat. And then actually when you get a bit more experience, you might go, well, actually I'm not really enjoying combat. I like the shooting aspect. So then you could try building a list more shooty.
Yeah.
Which might mean you have to change detachment. But that's something you can look at later on down the line.
Yeah.
Or I really like combat. And then you think, well, actually I might take Blood Angels now.
Yeah.
And I'll start running like Sandry Guard and stuff.
Yeah.
Which again have a completely different play style.
Yeah.
But like, for example, if you are running Sandguard, then you want to be quite cagey with them until you can get to where you want to be.
Yeah.
Because as tough as they are, they're not that tough against shooting. Yeah, they're not that tough against shooting. Yeah. They're still in your T4, they're on a 2 up, 4 up, and they're 3 wounds. Yeah. It doesn't take long to go through them.
And with Games Workshop's whole rule at the moment, especially in 10th edition, of painting, not necessarily, you're not limited to what faction your army's painted to.
No.
You can have, people won't like it necessarily, but that's on them. You can have blue Blood Angels. Yeah. You can have red Ultramarines.
Exactly.
It's just paint how you want to paint. Enjoy how you want to enjoy it.
Enjoy the hobby.
I've picked up loads of Ultramarine characters. I've got all the Space Marine characters. I've got Raven Guard characters. But my army is painted one colour, so I can just go, oh cool, it's this.
Yeah. Yeah, but when it comes to like leaders, for example, like characters being attached to units, that's when I would say be a bit selective.
Yeah.
Like take all the units you want to run and then figure out what a character can bring to each unit that you've got.
Absolutely.
So, for example, most people will take like, I don't know, a Judicar with some Blade Guard.
Yeah.
Because he then gives the unit fight first, which is really good.
Yeah, especially in this edition.
Yeah. Or like you were saying earlier, like you put Titus of a unit because then he gives them sustained hits.
Yeah.
So you've got to be a bit selective. Like I'm currently doing a list at the moment where I've got Desolation Marines with a Librarian. Everyone's going, what? Why? Well, it gives them a 4-up invul, which is great. Yeah. And a feel no pain against psychic attacks. Okay, that's a bit niche, but it's still useful. And then in my detachment, I've got other reasons why I'm taking it, but I won't go into that.
Because he's a filth and metager.
But yeah, so that I think is the most important thing. So try and make sure you've got some balance.
Yeah.
I think, especially when you're first starting out.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, if you like World Eaters, fine, run World Eaters. They're a very combat heavy army.
Yeah, but they're very difficult, I would say.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter.
No.
Like, if it's what you enjoy playing, play it.
Yeah.
Tim was the same.
Yeah, he was.
When he first started playing, he fell in love with World Eaters.
Yeah.
And then he stuck with it.
Yeah.
And if you stick with it and play it repetitively over and over again against friends or a local store, you'll actually find the list might not be the meta list, but you'll start winning games with it because you know it.
Yeah.
And that sometimes is better than
someone that,
just picking up a list off of the internet.
Yeah, someone that knows their army like the back of their hand is going to win games.
Yeah.
Better than someone that's jumping to the meta armies.
Yeah. Yeah, the first thing I would say is like if you are starting out, don't get down that rabbit hole of looking at lists online. Like, don't go and look at the Josh. Yeah,
I'd say you can to get an idea
from it.
Yeah,
but what I mean
take
is
inspiration from it. Don't take the list.
Absolutely.
No.
Yeah, don't just go online and go, oh, what's Josh Roberts running? Oh, he's running this. Great, I'll take that. And then turn up to the event and go, I got no idea what this does.
Because Josh Roberts will run that list 50 times before he goes to an event.
Yeah. Yeah.
Manny will run a list 25 times before he goes to an event.
Exactly.
Shikari runs it 20 games before he even takes it to an event. And you're like, wonder how they have this time to do this.
Yeah.
TTS probably helps in the fact that they are content creators and that's their jobs, but it's their repetition. They're knowing it inside out. They face all the different armies out there. They know in any given situation against any particular army what they're going to do if this happens to that unit over there.
Yeah.
They already know the threat.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
And that's why when it comes to going to your first event is making sure you've got the games on your belt.
Yeah.
And don't get too aggressive at chopping and changing your list.
No.
If you enjoy a unit, keep it in your list.
Yeah.
Don't just start going, well, that didn't work in this one game, so I'm just going to ditch it, and then start changing loads of your army because then you're going to start forgetting stuff again. And we've been
we're all guilty of it. I've just been doing it at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. So we're constantly chopping and changing lists.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I hope this has helped. I think we've kind of hit the point where we need to.
Yeah. I mean, if there's anything anyone wants to know.
Yeah, please message us.
Yeah, we love this sort of stuff. We love to be able to help out and reach out. And if you want to get in contact with us and have a game here and we'll have a little help coach you or whatever, then come on board. We'll have a little game.
Sounds good.
We'll show you. Yeah.
But yeah, so leave us a comment. Please like, share and subscribe.
Yep.
And yeah, actually, I'm up for that. If anyone wants to come on down, we can have a game at the Crow's Nest.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys next time. Yeah. Cheers.